Good, good. Well, I just wanted to start off by saying, first, can you guys all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Sound good? Perfect. Awesome. Well, I just wanted to first off say thank you guys for having me out to your market center. This is a massive show out, so I really appreciate you guys inviting me out here. And you guys ready to learn about Facebook today?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I just want to really just ask a few questions to start off. You guys are going to find in my teaching style. Does anybody not know who I am right now? Have no clue where I came from, who I am. I'm just some guy on a flyer. Yeah, you're like, I don't know if he's ever sold real estate. He looks old enough to be my son, right? Absolutely. So we'll go through my background here just a bit. But first I want to ask permission for a few things. Can I just have your permission today, be very blunt and honest with you, and ask for open minds? Is that fair? Perfect. Because is there a lot of limiting beliefs around social media? Around like, I don't have enough time. I don't like all the, who has privacy issues with all this social media nowadays? Anybody have privacy issues? Yeah, does anybody get sucked into their, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, anybody just think sometimes that it's too much? Yeah, too much. Like, does anybody feel like sometimes they get distracted from lead generation because they got on Facebook and played for 6 hours? Yeah, I do. I find my agents, you guys will find that I lead a team of about 16 to 22 agents on a daily basis out of Denver, and I feel like we play on Facebook a lot more than we should, so we're going to talk a lot about that. But yeah, so permission to be honest and blunt with you guys today? Yes. Permission to break through a lot of your limiting beliefs? Yes. In the next 30 minutes especially, there's going to be a lot of things that I say that you're going to ask your leadership, and you might walk out and go, why, what? Who brought him here? Why is he saying that? And then about 20 minutes later, you're going to go, wow, I might actually want to implement that, right? So I just say we're going to do some radical things that are going to make you guys change your mind on a few things today. Does that sound fair? Perfect, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and dive right in on who I am, why I'm traveling the country now, and why I'm not in Denver, and let's get started on that. So, my name is Justin Nelson, for those that do not know my name. I'm the former team lead of the Mike Nelson team. So Mike Nelson's my father. He got started in the real estate business about 6 years ago. The first day that he started into real estate is the first day that I started into real estate. I'm currently the regional director for the Mike Nelson team expansion. So we're in Denver, we're also in Phoenix, Arizona, Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington, and 2 to 3 more states that we will be releasing by the end of the week. I'm 22 years old and started in real estate in 2012. What's the problem with that? Anybody know? I was under 18, so I was obviously not licensed the first 2 years that I was in the business. I was not your typical high school student. I got in trouble in high school. Has anybody been in the business long enough where they did Craigslist ads back in the day? Or maybe even still doing a little bit today? That's what I did in high school. And that's how I got started in the business. I basically played ISA. So in my classes, instead of paying attention, not sounding arrogant or cocky, but I was a pretty smart kid. I was the valedictorian. I didn't really need to pay attention to get through school. And so what I did all day is I posted Craigslist ads for my dad, and then when the leads came in, he didn't want to call them because he was a typical real estate agent, so guess who called him? I did. So at 16 years old, I was calling for sale by owners and expireds. I was calling open house leads, and I was calling all of our Craigslist leads. So the teachers started to catch on that why I wanted so many bathroom breaks, because anytime a lead would come in, I had to go to the bathroom, right? Could you imagine going into a high school bathroom and then hear someone talking from the other stall and they were talking real estate? That was me. However, it made me really, really good money during high school. So started in 2012, that's kind of how I got my beginnings, kind of as the marketing director. The day I turned 18, basically got my real estate license. My first 2 years in the business, I did about 11 million in sales volume each year. So over my first 2 years, I did right around 22 million in personal sales volume, and our team did about 60 million in sales volume. The reason why the top says I'm the former team lead is last year, my coach from Max Coaching, anybody know what Max Coaching is with KW? Yeah, so I'm a MAPS coach, and she challenged me that she found out that my passion was not leading my team. She found that I didn't love managing people double my age. Can you kind of see how that may not be all that fun? So she found that she found that I love teaching. So this class you're going to get today, we've been teaching on the road for about 4 years now. However, I didn't do it full time because I'm still in production, still on that road. So she challenged me to do 75 classes over a 12-month period. And it's been such a success, we're actually on track to do over 220 market centers this year. So we will teach in over 30% of KWs in this year. So that is kind of why I'm on the road now. I haven't been home in about 60 days, so you guys are my last stop before I get home, so you guys are going to get me full of energy. So in 2012, Mike Nelson quit his job after 20 plus years at corporate. Anybody come from corporate to go into real estate? Yeah, it's a pretty similar path. 2013, I kind of did 30 plus hours per week of marketing. I was still still at that time in high school. 2014, team hired our first buyer's agent. So we've only been a team a little over 4 years now. 2015, I moved to Rapid City, South Dakota to play college football, study mechanical engineering, and then I attended the Magic. Anybody taken Bold before? Perfect. So I kind of make the joke that everybody goes to college to get employment, right? Yeah, so after my first year back, I decided to attend Bold. Well, to really impress my parents, I obviously knew that they were on a real estate team, so I knew if I didn't tell them that I got my real estate license and then I dropped out of college on the last step of Bold, that I pretty much had a job guaranteed, right? Because they ran a real estate team, I had my real estate license and dropped out of college, they had to hire me on, right? And so that is kind of my step and how I got into real estate full-time was during Bold I realized college was just not for me. 2016 I received my real estate license, so I've been licensed for a little over 2.5 years now. Sold $11 million in real estate. In 2017 I took over as the team lead CEO of our team. We grew from a team of 3 to 4 agents to about 16 to 22 on any given day. I say any given day because I really don't know on a daily basis how many we have. 2018, sold about another $13 million in real estate and opened expansion sites across the nation. 2019, I am now standing here. I'd obviously be crazy to not travel the country and say, hey, we can help you. We'll be sending referrals back here. If you guys ever need help in Denver, Colorado Springs, Scottsdale, Glendale, Vancouver, Washington, or Portland, Oregon, obviously we can help you. Is anybody from any of those places, by the way? Where?
Denver.
Denver. Where at?
Around Littleton.
Littleton. I'm from Longmont, specifically.
Oh, okay.
You're probably the only one that knows where that's at, so. Awesome. So guys, the number one question I always get after the class, because we provide you a ton of stuff we want you to rip off and duplicate. Does everybody know what rip off and duplicate is? We're going to say that a lot today. Just, guys, do we need to be creative on everything? No. If something works, we can just take it and copy it, right? So I'll be honest, I'm teaching over 200 classes this year. If you guys all message me after the class and say, how do I get the PowerPoint? I probably won't have time to respond to you all. So I'm going to put you in charge of getting the PowerPoint to everybody. Is that fair? She's like, why did I sit here, right? Why did I sit here? But no, if you guys just get signed in and you didn't give me your chicken scratch doctor handwriting, I will get you that. I'll get you that email. Also, if you guys want to guarantee, because you think, oh man, he might not be able to read my handwriting. If you go to Justin Nelson Social REA on Facebook, you just search Justin Nelson Social REA, and you like the page, we will send you that via Messenger by the end of today. Okay? And then obviously if you guys don't get it, just send me a message on that page. All right, you guys ready to dive in?
Yes.
I want you to tell me some of the problems to start off the class, and I'm very interactive, so unfortunately for these two fine ladies, if you guys don't answer, I'm just going to stare at them until they give me an answer, okay? And I ask a lot of questions during the class. It's very interactive, okay? So my big why, I want to kind of talk about what is one of the biggest problems you guys have had with social media classes. I want you just to spit it out. Any social media class you've ever had before? Have we taken social media classes before? Just keeping up with them. Do they go too fast? Maybe too complex? Has anybody ever taken a social media class from someone that's never sold real estate before? Whether it's online, here's the thing. Most social media presenters don't sell real estate, so what are they selling? They're selling their services. Guys, I'm going to talk a lot about my big why today, and my big why is to go on the road, is to not sell services. And here's why. Because do you think I spent way too much money buying services that didn't work throughout my real estate career? Who has bought something throughout their real estate career for a lot of money, and you're like, that was not what I thought it was, and then guess what, sir? You do it, even though you bought that one, what do you do the next day? You do it again, you buy something else, right? Because we're always just looking for the next new thing, right? So that's a lot of my big why is it, guys, fair to say that someone came here to learn something about Facebook ads today? Yeah. Do you think there's a lot of people that try to sell you how to do Facebook ads? Absolutely. And would that cost you a lot of money, sir? Possibly? Yeah. Do you think a lot of brand new agents get suckered into things just because they think it might be perfect, right? So that's my big why, is to go around, teach people. Has anybody ever sat through a presentation and someone tries, you don't even really know it, they try to sell you this $5,000 package at the end. It's going to solve all of your issues and your kids will never go hungry again and you're going to be living in Mexico next month, right? Anybody ever been through a presentation like that? And then what are you thinking that the presenter is holding back the entire time? The real stuff, right? Because if they give you everything, do you need to buy anything from them? No. I just want you guys to know that that presentation is not what today is. I am not going to try to sell you anything. we're going to talk about my big why and MAPS coaching. So my big why this year is not only did my coach say go teach 75 classes, she told me, Justin, you need to find a way to donate $100,000 to KW Cares. I was like, what? I was like, I'm all about charity, but how am I supposed to be making money living on the road? Guys, do you know how much your market center paid for me to come here today? $0. So I was like, what? I'm supposed to go teach all these market centers for free and donate $100,000? Only 22. Where am I supposed to get all this money? So what we did design is after the class, anybody that wants to join a mastermind group, it's $50 per month. However, is it fair to say I'm not going to sell that to you during the class? Those that will want to join, right? Those that don't want to join will not what? Not join, right? And so a lot of that money is how we donate our KW Cares money. And so we'll talk more about that later, but it's not for me to sell. Do you think I want you to join it and donate money to KW Cares if you don't want to learn more about social media? No, I don't want you in the group. I'm not going to try to sell you, man, if you're like, I don't want to learn any more about social media. You gave me everything I needed, right? So that's the only thing that, quote unquote, could be salesy, purchasey. However, we're not really going to sales it. We'll talk about what it is and what you guys can join, but that's how we donate our money to KW Cares. Okay, perfect. So I'm not a one-on-one coach. We have the mastermind if anybody wants additional learning. I believe, who has a MAPS coach? Anybody have a MAPS coach in here? They changed your life? Is that organization pretty great? I don't want to try to duplicate them. Diana Kokoska's awesome, right? So, you guys ready to get into the material now? Enough about me? All right, so to number one goal today is to give you something you didn't have. Does your market center have a scarcity or an abundance mindset? Abundance. I sure hope so, or this class is going to be really boring if you guys have a scarcity mindset, because we're going to have to do a lot of collaboration to get through this class. Number two is to help you find your social media one thing. I'm a big believer in you need to be doing fewer things for more effect instead of doing more things with side effects. Who has, let's just be honest here for a second, an Instagram or a Twitter only because you had a fear that you were missing out on something? That's it. You really had no desire to be on Instagram or Twitter other than a fear to be missing out on something. And so today's class is going to be only on Facebook. And does anybody want to guess why we're only teaching Facebook when I could also teach Instagram or Twitter? Why do you think I'm only focusing on Facebook? The biggest following. I'm going to kind of let you get in trouble here for a second. I want you to tell me the average age of people that you think is sitting in this room right now. You can look around if needed. 40? No, I think that's a very good guess. So 40 years old. Do you guys think the target market on Instagram and Twitter is 40 plus? No. However, would you beg to say that your demographic that you're targeting for buying and selling homes is 40 plus? Yeah, absolutely. Now, could we sell homes to 20 to 40 year olds? Absolutely. But statistically proven, who's going to have more money? 40 to 90? 100 or 20 to 40? So, yeah, 40 plus, right? Because why? They're more likely to have dual incomes. They're more likely to have more established credit. They're more likely to be in a stage of life of moving up, moving down. So can you see why Facebook would want to be our one focus to start? Do you think, who uses Instagram and Twitter and they connect really well with their followers? Perfect. And ma'am, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? 31. Perfect. So you're under that age of 40, so you're connecting with your demographic through Instagram and Twitter, right? Absolutely. Anybody else? Who said these? Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, sure. Yeah. 25. Yeah, exactly. And you connect really well with those people. However, what I'm going to challenge you guys with is most of the transactions I did, so the $11 million I did, does anybody want to take a guess how much of it was from Facebook? 80. That's actually dead on. 80%. The average age of my first-time buyer that year was 44 years old. And it's because they came from Facebook. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. So basically the structure of the class today, the first hour and a half of the class is only personal pages, okay? We're not talking anything about your business page. Personal pages for the first hour and a half. Then the last hour and a half, we're going to talk all about business pages. And then for the last hour, so we're going to get done before 2. The last hour, we're going to stick around. I'll be here till 3 today, okay? Q&A. So if anybody has questions about Instagram, Twitter, whether you're like, Justin, I don't even know how to log into Facebook, or Justin, I have a team of 10 people that I have more specific questions about, that's what time we'll answer all those questions. So, average price point of your market. What's the average price point of your guys' market right now? What's that? About 250, 300, somewhere right in that range? Perfect. So your average commission check would be about 7,000 to 9,000. Is that fair? Okay, you guys are giving me 3 to 4 hours of your time. Would it be a good ROI if I got you one more deal next year from what I teach you today? Yeah, how many times have you had an instructor stand up there and you just feel overwhelmed because they're like, yeah, it's the easiest thing ever, and you're just going to go do 100 more deals next year. And you're like, thanks for the confidence. However, I feel a little overwhelmed because it's not that easy, right? And so I want you guys to pick one thing out of the class today and really focus in on that. So I always just like to say, don't compare your inside to someone else's outside to get overwhelmed. So, all right, this is where we're going to really start diving into material. What is social media? Just throw out buzzwords to me. What does social media mean to you? Engagement. What else? Connection. What else? Humor. Opportunities. People. Staying in touch. Time consumer. I love that. So, at its root, social media is just website and applications that enable users to create and share content for networking. Who's been to an in-person networking event that had, let's say, 100 people? Whether it was a happy hour, a BNI group, a referral group. Anybody ever been to one of those? If there's 100 people in the room and you know 3 of them, who are you going to gravitate towards? The 3. Can those 3 make you quite a bit of money? Yeah, because you know and like them and trust them well, right? However, is there more money to be made in the 97 you don't know? Yeah. Now, here's where the challenges and limiting beliefs are going to start rolling out, and I need you guys, it's okay to play devil's advocate with me here for a bit. The average agent on Facebook that's a $3 million producer has how many friends on Facebook? $3 million producer. So that'd be about 9 deals in your guys' market. 9 to 12 deals. How many friends on average do you think they have on Facebook? Pretty good guess. About 338. That's a national average. So an average $3 million producer across the nation has 338 friends. Now, a $20 million producer, whether they're an admin on the team, whether they're a team member of a $20 million producing team, or whether they're a solo agent producing $20 million, has how many friends on average on Facebook?
10,000.
It's a pretty good guess. About 2,500. Do you guys think success may leave clues? Okay. So if I'm invited back next year, if I don't screw up too bad on the recording here and your leadership doesn't totally hate me, and I get invited back, I want you guys to all be at no less than 4,000 friends next year when I come back. Now, I just heard the sighs, like, what? Justin, I can't even handle the 300 I have now. I want you guys, and this is where we're going to give it to me, give me all the excuses, because there's probably about 100 of them, and I want every single one of them from you guys.
All my friends are out of state.
All your friends are out of state, because are you not from here?
No, I have no friends here.
You have.
People.
Perfect, you're just like me then. When I'm on the road, I have no friends except for whoever I'm in the room with. All right, love it. So out of state. What else?
I don't know.
Justin, that's great. I'm willing to get to 4,000 if you teach me a good strategy, but I don't even know that many people. It's a good point. What else?
Content.
Content. What am I going to show them? They don't know me. Are they going to even care what I post? Yeah. What else?
They have stalkers.
Stalkers. Guys, I always make this joke. I must be really ugly, but some of the women in the room, you guys always tell me these stories about how you get all these messages from all these men. Anybody ever heard of that happen? Yeah? Yeah, absolutely. Has anybody ever gotten a creepy message from some dude on Facebook? Yeah, absolutely. So if you had 4,000, what's the problem with that going to be? You're going to get more. What else? Can you give me more? I want all the excuses.
I don't want to just go and friend random people that I don't know.
Yeah, because then they might get some insight into your life you don't want them to know. Right? Absolutely.
I want to keep my business friends separate from my personal friends so they don't see my kids.
Perfect. Yeah, so some privacy. Does anybody have grandkids, kids, relatives on Facebook that they want when they log on to Facebook to make sure they see their stuff? If we had 4,000 friends, don't you think your feed would be a little full of junk? Don't you think you'd miss some stuff? Yeah.
Is there a difference between 4,000 friends and then 4,000 followers?
Yes. So are you talking about
Followers.
like business page likes?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. So we're talking 4,000 personal friends. We'll talk more about the page followers later. Yeah.
How do you remain genuine?
How do you remain genuine when you don't know these people? Okay, what else? Anybody got anything else?
They already know realtors.
They already know realtors. Yeah. It's a waste of time. Why would I go friend people that already know realtors, right? Because then they're not going to ever use me because they already have a pre-established relationship. Anybody got anything else?
How do I know they're not fraud accounts?
How do you know they're not fraud accounts, right? How do you know you're actually adding a genuine person? I like that. What else? This is your only time you guys can give me excuses. If I beat all of these, which I will, then you can't have any more later, like Justin, I have another excuse. What you got?
How do you become personal with 4,000 people?
Absolutely. How do you maintain contact with 4,000 people, right? Okay. This is where we're about to go through a big exercise here. I think I'm going to open your mind up, and you're going to go, oh, that sounds kind of crazy. Who's ever called a for sale by owner and expired? Okay. Who's ever run an open house? Perfect. For sale by owner and expired, who's someone in here that calls them every single day? Perfect. One of you two. What's your main goal in that session? To make an appointment where? At their house. Okay, so let's get real here for a second. Every day she comes to work, and she is trying to schedule appointments in strangers' homes that she does not know. Okay, hold on to that for a second. Open houses. Who runs an open house every weekend? Okay, what's your one goal at an open house?
To get all the contact information I can, and if I can set the buyer's appointment there and then.
Perfect. So she, every single day of the week, is prospecting to get all the strangers in the world to come visit her while she's all alone at an open house. Okay.
And your one guy was the wife.
Okay.
And my one guy
So-
was, Lisa was pointing, my one guy did come in and he was a rapist, so, yeah.
So here's what we're going to talk about. Can you guys see? Now here's the thing. Here's what we're going to talk about. Those are all good methods, right? They're the fundamentals of real estate. Now here's the thing. Most of you guys are like, Justin, I can't have a sort of a stranger on Facebook. And I'm like, really? You just told me you call strangers and try to invite yourself into their home. Can you guys see how the mindset was just broken right there? You're a liar if you're like, hey, if you guys tell me you don't try to meet strangers and you don't want strangers in your life, you just told me that you don't sell real estate. Is that fair? Okay, because aren't we all taught to go meet strangers? Now, can we meet strangers in a safe way? Absolutely. Is there safe ways to do for sale by owner and expired appointments? Yeah, you let people know when you're going there and when you should be done, right? Open houses, you have people that know when you're going to be there. You have people that you can call during it that will let you know. Now, do you think I'm just going to tell you to go add random strangers today? No. However, I'm going to stretch your guys' mind to show you a way to get to 4,000 friends and still have everything. I can get you guys the privacy you want. I can get you guys to make sure you don't miss what you want. I can show you a way to still stay genuine with those 4 people. Do you guys trust me on that? Can I show you that? Okay, perfect. So today's agenda. First half of the class, where's Waldo? Most of us feel like our personal page is where's Waldo, especially once I teach you how to get to 4,000 friends. Wouldn't you feel like you're always looking for the next deal if you had 4,000 friends? I'm going to solve that in the next hour. Next hour and a half after that is obviously Facebook ads. We're going to show you a lot on that too. So, let's skip ahead a bit here. We obviously talked about this. Average $3 million producer has 338. Average $20 million producer has 2,500 friends. Common limiting beliefs. We kind of already guessed them. We teach this class a lot. I want privacy. You can have 100% privacy. Do you think even if I found good people for you guys to send friend requests to that they wouldn't all accept it? Yeah. Well, here's the thing, guys. My assistant, every single market center I go to, tests out the theory. Before we came to your market center, we made a fake profile, and we sent it to 25% of your market center. Does anybody want to know at what rate you guys accepted that friend request?
2 seconds.
It was a 97% acceptance rate. 97% of that 25% accepted a fake profile. It was a picture of me called John Smith. Guys, if you would have clicked the profile, you could have figured out it was totally fake. Okay? So if you guys accepted a 97% rate, what do you think others in the industry are doing? They're accepting at that same rate. So one way we're going to make this class differ from a lot of other classes is we're going to live demo a lot of things. We are not just going to show you and go, hey, go add 4,000 friends, good luck. So when we log on to Facebook and we land on this main page, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys all to see a little better. When we log into Facebook, it obviously lands us on this home page. What do we call this when we're scrolling down? Newsfeed. So would it be fair to say if you have 300 friends, it's full of some junk right now? Would you say that if you got to 4,000, you would be overwhelmed and want to get off Facebook forever? Yeah. So here's the thing. We're going to refer to this as our junk feed now. We need to label this our junk feed. Whenever I log on to Facebook, I do not use this. You're like, what? How do you not use the junk feed? How do you not use Facebook? How do you use Facebook if you're not looking at people's stuff, right? You're crazy. Guys, on the left side of our screen, do you guys know all these buttons that you're like, what are all these things for? Yeah, that's what they're for. There's a lot of really, really cool tools hidden in Facebook. So on the left side of our screen, in the bottom left, do you see the button that says Explore? There's going to be a lot of cool tools we're going to teach you guys today in that Explore button. Do you guys see the ones that say Friends List? If I were to click Friends List, what do you think is going to pop up?
Your friends.
You would think it would pop up my friends list, right?
Yeah.
False. It does not pop up your friends list. That is why no one uses this tool, because they just assume it's going to pop up their friends list. It does not. Guys, this next part of the class, we could probably end the class in 10 minutes and you'd be like, yes, got all the value I need. Justin's great. He can go home now, okay? This is how powerful this next part of the class is when we hit friends list, do you guys see the button at the top that says create list? Okay. What is a list in Facebook, or just in general in real estate, we might want to have? Let's call our sphere list. Sphere of influence. Now, do you see at the bottom, I have to put numbers behind mine because I make so many of these. It says members. Who would you like to add to this list? Who do you think I should add to my sphere list? The closest people to me, right? So let's just start with 5. Let's just start with 5 people to get started. So I'm going to add my immediate family first, because I know they post a lot. And I'm just going to post some stuff onto here. That's good for now. Okay. So you guys see how I added 5 to 6 people? I named it the sphere list. Okay, I'm going to hit create now, and I want you guys to tell me what this looks like. What does this look like now? It looks like a news feed. Why would I not call this one a junk feed, though? Because there's only 6 people that will ever show up on this news feed. Okay? Can you guys see how that could be extremely powerful? Because is that feed quality? Because who is the only person that's going to show up in this news feed? Those 6 people. Could you guys see, even if you just have 300 friends, how this could be powerful to sort out your 300 friends? Yeah, absolutely. Now, who had privacy issues with getting to 4,000? Yeah. If I make a post right here where it says, what's on your mind, who's going to get to see that post? Only that list. Do you guys think that I want 4,000 people on my friends list to know, hey guys, I just built a brand new home this year, and I'm on the road 300 days of the year, please come steal all of my stuff? No. Where do you guys think I post a lot of my stuff? Into these lists. Okay. Now, you guys are like, Justin, you have more than 6 on your sphere of influence. Anybody have their Facebook friends memorized? No? Not yet? We're going to show you that.
I think I missed what you just said. So you can go to the create your list.
Yep.
Go into my sphere of influence.
Yep.
And then if I post and create a post there, it's only going to show to those people.
Only going to show to those people. So let me give you an example. I make a list right now. Everybody goes and makes a list right now called past clients. Some of you guys have past clients? Yeah. Let's say that this list is called my past clients list and I only have 6 people in here. And I shoot a video and I post it right here and it says, hey you, yeah you, I just wanted to say thank you for being my favorite past client today. Who is going to get to see that? Doesn't that seem a little targeted? Doesn't that seem a little bit like an ad? But did that cost us any money to do that? No, it was 100% free because all we did was sort out the list. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just missed that
Yeah.
Now, when you're saying you're targeting people for doing those videos, what are the chances that they're seeing that in the Facebook algorithm?
It doesn't really increase or decrease their chances. It just helps you sort out who you're sending it to. Okay, does that make sense? Yep, great question. Did you have a question, sir, back here a minute ago?
Yeah, I have a question. So if we go and we post to our list,
Yep.
and someone who's not on that list goes to our personal page, will they not see that?
They will not see it. Guys, here's the thing. Has anybody sent me a friend request in here in the last few minutes? Yeah, I'm sure someone did. Let's see. Out of the 4, is David in the room? Is Heidi in the room? No. Can someone send me a friend request? Usually I have a few by this time in the class. Someone send me a friend request real fast, Justin Nelson on Facebook. I want to show you how this can be used. That's pretty impressive. Now I'm going to get like 25 and it's going to break. Okay. There you go. Okay. I'm going to load this again real fast. Lisa. Where's Lisa?
Right here.
Perfect, Lisa. I'm going to hit and add Lisa as a friend. Okay? I'm going to hit confirm.
He likes me.
I like you. What does it say that I now am with her?
Friends.
Hover your mouse over that. What does it now give me the option to do? Add her to a list. So I'm going to hit add to another list. Do you think I have a list yet for this market center? No, I don't actually. Yeah, deletion list. Yeah. I'm not going to show you who's in that one. But here's the thing. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, it says, oh, you want to make a new list? So I'm going to hit add new list, and guess what I'm going to call it? Just the Pennsylvania list, right? So when I hit that, do you see I'll put a check mark by there? But since she's my new best friend for being the first one to send me a friend request today, guess what other list I could put her in? My friends forever list, right? Or my deletion list if she makes me mad by the end of the class, right? So you guys can see how she can go in multiple lists.
Oh, you did go.
You guys see how she can be in multiple lists? Could your family also be your sphere of influence? Also be in your past clients list? Could you guys, okay, number one thing I hear when I travel the country is, Justin, I love to post politics. Not me, I'm just saying this is what I hear. I love to post politics and my office says, don't post politics. Who believes you should not post politics on Facebook? I agree. I don't really post much, however, who still knows someone, and if it's yourself, you can raise your hand, that still really wants to post politics on Facebook. That's okay. Okay. You unfriended him. Yeah. Here's the thing. Did I just teach you a method how you can probably still post politics if you want to? Because you could make a list, sir. What if you know that your closest 5 buddies all believe the exact same thing you do? And you want to send them funny stuff? Guess what you can do? You can make a list, and where's the only place you're going to post that? Because here's the thing I want to show you guys. When we're on the list, I want you to tell me what is missing. What button is missing right next to the like and comment button that is usually there? The share button. It's because these posts are private. When you make a post into your list, it cannot get out into anywhere. Does that make sense? So your privacy is 100% protected, okay? So now you're like, Justin, that's great, but what list do you use for real estate? You haven't really taught me much about real estate yet. So the first list we make is Sphere of Influence A. The second list we make is Sphere of Influence B, Sphere of Influence C, and each of those lists have no more than 200 people in them. Why do you think I don't put more than 200 people in them? It's manageable. If I go make a list and put 1,000 people in it, you just make another list full of junk? Yeah. Then we tell each person to have what they call their fun list or their family list. It's the people that when you get on Facebook for enjoyment purposes, that you can scroll through that list and see what? Your kids, your grandkids, your best friends, things like that. Because don't we use Facebook for enjoyment too? Yeah. So we have Sphere of Influence A, Sphere of Influence B, Sphere of Influence C, enjoyment list. We also have our past clients list. Okay? Ma'am, you said that you don't have any friends in this state. Guys, can we all help her get some friends to start off with? Okay, you got a lot of friends now. Out-of-state friends. Where'd you go to high school? North Jersey. Perfect. Here's the thing. Can you see how you can separate out your friends from here and your friends from there? Guys, I grew up in Texas. Even though I live in Colorado now, I went to college in South Dakota. Do you think I have a list for each of those places? And then when I shoot a video or make a post that says, hey you, yeah you, I know that you went to high school with me in Texas, and we haven't caught up in a long time. I just wanted to say, I know that you're kind of out of college now, whatever we want that video to say. Just letting you know, we work for the largest real estate team in the nation. Don't we all work for the largest real estate team in the nation? Yeah, we all work for Keller Williams. And so you guys can see how we can start to get these targeted posts out here. Now, who's like, Justin, that's great, but they still don't know me. I'm not being personal. We're going to talk about that, okay? I want to ask you real fast, when you're calling for sale by owners and expireds, do you ask them what their kids' names are, their dogs' names, all that? So is it fair to say you're not always the most personable with them? I mean, from the fact of you
Put 'em
don't
in
know
their
them.
house at night.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Once you get that appointment, right? I think the same thing goes for Facebook. Can't you see that we might not be able to be personable with all 4,000 people? Yet, once we start doing real estate deals with them, aren't we going to get to know them better? Absolutely. Once we start to interact with them on Facebook, we're going to get to know them better. Okay. Do you guys see what list I have up on my screen right now that I'm on? Open house list. Why do you think I have an open house list? Ma'am, what were you doing this morning? Were you calling open house leads?
I was.
Okay. You had a good open house this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you connect, like, all of you, like, you said it was overwhelming how many people came, right?
Yes, it was.
Did you connect with at least 3 to 4 families that you had a really good connection with?
Yeah, 3 actually.
3? Perfect.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I would probably go add them on Facebook. And then I'd put them where?
Yeah.
Into a list. Who in this room, like it's okay, that has not sent me a friend request, can I send you a friend request real fast? Okay.
Jessica Laser, Laysy.
Sorry about that. Okay. Is that you right there? Okay, so if you guys are at an open house, Jessica came in, and you're like, I want to add her as a friend, and I want to put her in the list at the same time. I'm going to hit add friend, and then guess what I'm going to do again? It says friend request sent. I can hover over it and say once she accepts my friend request, guess where she'll automatically go? Because here's the thing. I'm going to go find the open house list. If she never accepts my friend request, will I ever see her in here? No. But if she does, will it automatically add her to that open house list? Yes. Let's say it was in Chesterfield, Michigan. It would automatically add her. Now here's the thing. A lot of you guys are like, Justin, that's a stranger. But was that really a stranger? No. If it's anything, it was adding an intentional stranger, right? Now, does that stranger see everything about your life? No. They're just going to see what you want them to see. Okay, we go back to the home page now. This is called our what when we first log into Facebook? Junk feed. Guys, the way you know that you're in the junk feed is there's no title. Does that make sense? There's no title. Now, if I post something right here, who gets to see it if I have 4,000 friends? All 4,000 friends. Don't you think there's probably some stuff in real estate we want all 4,000 people to know? Yeah, how about your newest listing? How about your newest open house? Don't you want all 4,000 people to know that? Because most likely, where are all 4,000 people going to be centered around locally, right? For the most part, you may have 2,000 here and 2,000 back home. That's all right. You still want all 4,000 to know you sell real estate in this area, okay? Because do a lot of people from Jersey move here? And do they go the other way as well? Absolutely. So you want them to know that, okay? All right. Does anybody have any questions about custom friends lists so far? Was that pretty mind-blowing? Because here's the thing, guys. I want to tell one quick funny story, because this is probably the #1 thing that people take away from the class that is a free method. And you guys will go out and you go, what'd you learn today from Justin? And you'll go, I learned how to make a Facebook group. What's the problem with that? It's not a group. So I was in Katy, Texas about 2 months ago. There was a sweet mom in the front row, and she was just the nicest mom ever. And she was so excited after the first break, she came back and said, Justin, I made my first group. I said, oh, okay. A list or a group? She's like, group. So I'm like, all right, go for it. Let me figure out what you did. And she made a group called the Most Hated Friends Group and the most Judgmental Moms Group. What's the problem with a group?
They all invite people.
They see the name, they see who the admin is, they have to invite people, and now if I was that mom and I made the group, she gets to see that she's in the group, and she also gets to see that she's in the group, and then she sees that she's in the group.
They all know you invited them there.
Yeah, you invited them to that group. Yeah, it's a bullying. Can you guys see how it's a problem? All right, well, I was smart. We fixed it. I told her, send them all a message, tell them you were hacked. I was like, just tell them you're hacked. We got it all fixed. However, can you guys see how that could easily slip? You're going to hear me slip. I'm going to say, create a group by accident, because doesn't it sound kind of interchangeable? List and group. Yeah. So you're going to walk out of here, you're going to go, what'd you learn from Justin? You're going to say, I learned how to do a Facebook group. You can name it whatever you want, and then they're going to call me mad that that they made a group called the Most Hated Friends group, and I'm going to go, whoever told you was wrong, you should have been in the class, okay? And so I just want to bring up that quick point. All right, anybody have any other questions about friends list? We're not done with them yet. However, anybody have any questions so far? Pretty simple, right? One thing I just realized I forgot to show you is how many people did I add to my list to start? When I first created that brand new one. Only 4 to 5 people, right? Here's a cool thing, guys. There's only 4 to 5 people in here. Do you guys see this button that says Manage List? If you click Manage List and then you click Edit List, it is going to bring up a picture of every single one of your friends in your Facebook database. And then guess what you can do with those pictures? You can then select them. So I'm in my sphere of influence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For you guys, it'd be sphere of influence A. If this is my sphere of influence A, what am I going to do as I go down? I'm going to select the people that I think should be in my sphere of influence A. That's much easier than having to memorize your list, print your list, go onto your friends list, and figure this out. Because here's the thing. What if you guys leave today, and you only have 30 minutes and you want to start this? Do you guys see how it's in alphabetical order? Let's just say you got through all the A's. What could you come back tomorrow and do? You can start with the B's to get them into this list. It's super, super easy. Now, don't overthink this, guys. You're like, well, who should I add to my sphere of influence A? Guys, if you think that they would buy or sell real estate with you and they're the top 200 people in your life, just put them in this list. What if you end this list with 212? Do you think it really matters? No, just don't end with 5, 6, 7, 800 people. So you guys can scroll through, and if you're like, you know, Becky, I kind of know, however, she might be in my B. We can come back to Becky later, right? And so what we're going to do now is, let's say I only had time to get through the A's and the beginnings of the B's. I hit finish. How many people do I have in my list now? 27. Now I have a really, really good targeted list of people. Okay. Guys, you guys told me your average price point was about $7,000 to $9,000 commission check. Next year, all it takes is to find 5 people out of 4,000, and if each of those 5 people have 2 sides, a buy and a sell, how much money did you just make from finding 5 people? Almost $70,000 from finding 5 people. Do you think if you have 4,000 friends, you might be able to find 5 people that need to buy or sell a home? What if they all only have one side? Would $35,000 be all that bad? 5 deals times $7,000? Not at all. And did we spend any money to get those 5 people? No. Guys, this alone can change your business, just knowing. Does anybody have any doubts in their mind yet still why they would not want to get to 4,000 friends, other than who do I go add? Anybody still have any doubts in their minds? Yeah?
Do you see all your family pictures?
So here's the thing. They see all your family pictures. They won't see your pictures if you post them in the right place. Okay? So let's say
The ones that you already did,
the ones that you already did.
like 3-4 years ago.
Okay, guys, the pictures you already have, you can go back and change the settings of those. Okay? So when you go into those photos, you can go change the settings. Okay? To private, to this list, to that list. You can go change that. Is it going to take some work if you made 100 posts of family photos to go change their settings? Absolutely. However, who would take the time to go change the settings on 100 pictures to make $35,000? Right? I probably would. So does that make sense? Now, if you have 1,000 photos, yeah, you may have some work ahead of you, right? However, I would still say it's going to take a lot less time because you're going to want to build a database. Yeah, great point. Anybody else? Thought I saw a hand over here for just a second a minute ago. No? Good to go? All right. Okay, so we're going to go into now, who are my new friends? So we used to call this the rule of 420, and then we realized traveling the country, just because we're from Denver, we can't call it the rule of 420. We had to change that. It was totally a coincidence, but I was like, oh, that makes sense. Who are my new friends? High school friends. So this is just a quick little rule that most people are like, Justin, how do I, because you think you should all get to 4,000 by tomorrow? No, it's going to take a long time to get that. However, you're just going to slowly keep building. So high school friends. We find that most people don't have high school friends on their list right now because of why?
We didn't like them when we went to school.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't like them when you went to school, so why do I want them on my friends list? Because before today, you had to have seen all their stuff if you had them as a friend, right? they would have been in your newsfeed, and you would have been like, Johnny, I didn't care about you then, I don't care about you now, you're making me miss my grandkids, right? That makes sense? So can you guys see why you might want to go add your high school friends now? Because their parents, average age in this room is 40, how old are their parents? 65. What do we usually do around 65 possibly? Downsize. Guys, I found 4 to 5 deals just from 60-year-olds on Facebook. Because they were what? Okay, let's get morbid here for just a second, with your permission. Is it fair to say people sometimes start to pass away between 60 and 100? Just average life expectancy. Do you know how many times I message someone and they'd be like, Justin, actually, my husband just passed away, my wife just passed away, and their real estate agent is probably how old from the past? They're retired. They're real estate guys. Their real estate agent may have passed away as well. Because when you were 20, 30 buying a home, was your real estate agent usually quite a bit older than you? Sometimes, and you use them every single time. Who has a real estate agent they used before they got in the industry every time they moved? Yeah, a majority of people use the same real estate agent. So if that person's now 60, 65, 70, and their real estate agent was older, are they still in the business? No. So can you guys see why it's important to have a lot of friends on Facebook? Because naturally you're going to get a lot of transactions that come from an older population. So that's why we want our high school friends. You don't know how many times we get messages that go, Justin, my dad or my mom still lives in Longmont, Colorado, yet where do they live? All across the nation, right? Because after high school, is it true that a lot of people dispersed? Like they separated, right? Just kind of like you did. However, if you had friends in New Jersey where you went to high school, people might message you and go, hey, my mom lives in Pennsylvania. Hey, my dad still lives in New Jersey. Do you know of anybody that can help me buy or sell real estate with them, right? Referral fee, right?
Or sometimes I'll just see them post that, hey, I'm thinking of moving to PA, and I'll just private message them.
Yeah.
You know, how can I help you?
We're going to talk a lot about that today. Yep. Extended family. Does anybody have any crazies in their family that before today you're like, I would not have had you on Facebook? Because you didn't want them to see your stuff.
Right.
But could they still buy or sell real estate possibly? Okay, this lady right here, she looks pretty crazy. Sherry, she's pretty crazy. I bet you guys, if you guys all have crazies in your family and you put them on Facebook, you might do some real estate deals from them. While you may not want to work with them, Sherry will for a 25% referral fee. Would you? As long as they're not too crazy, you would do it? Absolutely. Spouses duplicate. So this is probably the most important one out of them all. However, it's also the one that most people are the most hesitant about. Who in this room has a spouse or significant other that lives in a different state? That'd be interesting. That works in a different industry than real estate. That's interesting because before you just raised your hands, I thought you were all single. Does anybody know why I thought that? Because whenever I introduced myself to anybody, you guys didn't say, hi Justin, my name is Sarah. Hi Justin, my name is John. My wife, my husband works in XYZ industry. So my point on that is, do you think that your spouse goes to work every day and sings your praises of how you're the best real estate agent in the world? You think they do, and most of them probably do. However, here's the thing. They probably only do that when they hear something talk about real estate. Do you think that if we were intentional, we could get more of their coworkers to come to them with real estate questions? So, here's the thing. We might not have ever have added our spouse's coworkers because why? We didn't know them. We didn't want to see their stuff. But with these lists, why would we not add them? Because again, she said she was willing to talk to strangers and get invited into their home, yet some of you are thinking, Justin, I'm not adding my spouse's coworkers. Can you guys see the mindset there? So does anybody have any problems with adding spouse's coworkers? No. Can I use someone for an example? Who's got a spouse in a different industry? Okay, perfect. What do they do?
Works for diagnostic company in New Jersey.
Perfect. Diagnostic company in New Jersey. Does he have a lot of coworkers?
It's like 4,000 plus people.
4,000 plus people. Is there 20 people he probably knows really, really well?
He's been there 25 years.
Perfect, perfect. What if you went and added his closest 25 people in his work job? Now, are you going to add them and message them and go, hi, I'm blah, 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 blah? No. But here's the thing. When you start to follow our posting strategy, what are you going to teach them? You're going to teach them without them even knowing that you're a real estate agent. just by adding them as a friend. Now, when they get your friend request, who is it going to say she's mutual friends with? Her husband. So do you think they're going to accept it? Yeah.
How
Do
about
you-
if your husband does not have an account because they just don't like Facebook?
That's okay. Still go add, that's even better. You really need to go add all of his friends. You need to go, hey honey, what is your closest 20 people at work? I'm gonna go add them as a friend on Facebook. And guess what's gonna be your profile picture when you do that?
My husband and myself, because that's what I have currently.
Perfect. And then, do you think they're gonna accept it? Has anybody ever seen someone with a joint account?
Yeah, that's what we have, yeah.
Cool, even better. You can even put his name on the account too. When you go add them as a friend, now when you go post things real estate related, what are all his friends gonna see? What if you got him to add 100 people? What if only one had a real estate deal? You're gonna find that they're gonna start approaching him at work now and going, hey, I know she does real estate. They're gonna ask him a question and he's gonna go, hey, I'm super busy, can you just call her? Right? Or he's gonna be your advocate and get you guys connected. Can you guys see how that before today, though, you may not have wanted to have them on Facebook? Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna talk about that. Now, one other thing today, we talked about open houses. Ma'am, your open house, did anybody sign in with bad information?
Yeah.
Yeah? Perfect. Guys, when we go onto Facebook now, so let me just do this real fast. Do you guys know the chat button down here where you can send people messages? If you have 4,000 friends, how many phone numbers of theirs do you think you have? You have all of them. You can call from Messenger. Let's say that Aaron came to my open house and I sent him a message. What button is at the top of the message button? The phone button. Do you guys know how that will actually call their cell phone? Who calls for sale by owners and expires, yet sometimes has issues with the do not call list? Guys, this gets around the do not call list. Does anybody know why that gets around the do not call list? Because is a person registered to the do not call list or is a phone number registered to the do not call list? A phone number. You can't register yourself to the do not call list. You can register your phone numbers. So, for sale by owners and expires, we add them on Facebook and then guess how we call them? To stay completely legal and compliant.
Do you have to be friends with them first?
You do have to be friends with them first. Now again, remember what's the acceptance rate? It's about 97% among the nation, okay? Open house leads. Don't you think once you call them and you're going through your custom friends list and you're like, oh, I remember Joe and Sarah, they were super sweet, yet they aren't answering any of my phone calls. How might we call them? Because if I called you via Facebook, would you find that a little odd? Because you don't get calls from Facebook every day, do you? Did I just stick out in your mind? Here's the reality. When we call someone via Facebook, do you think they answer? Not at a high rate. But what did I just do? I piqued their curiosity. Okay? So let me do something real fast. I'm going to show you guys exactly how this works. Is Nicole in the room? Nicole? Perfect. I'm sorry this keeps turning off. Your connection's a little wobbly. I'm going to hit confirm here. I'm going to hit confirm. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to find you here. And we're just going to call her real fast.